Well, I was very well warned by people who'd done this before me that the film was going to be a pretty overwhelming category to do. What we've got is 3,059 entries this year. So we've spent the first 3 days just literally viewing them in different groups. And today we know now that we have a shortlist that's down to, I won't give the specific number, but it's a sort of somewhere between 10 and 14% of the entries that are shortlisted, and we're going to see if that shortlist holds up to the debate. When we got here, we sat down in a room, and the chairman Kai sort of addressed us, and you know, the room we were sitting in is actually the room where they choose the Cannes Film Festival Grand Prix, and you're sitting there in these red seats, and it's like, wow, can't believe we're here. But of course the impact of the winners that we pick out as a jury will probably have even bigger impact than those film entries will. I mean, it'll change the way people market for the next 12 months, possibly, hopefully. Yeah, and I think what Kai said he was looking for in the work was an emotional resonance. And I think when you do view that number of films in that short space of time, you know when something's good, because it does actually hit you on an emotional level, whether it makes you laugh or whether it sort of brings a bit of a tear to your eye or whatever it might be. In terms of trends that we've seen, I think we're seeing there are a few familiar campaigns where we're seeing new iterations of familiar campaigns, and in a way that's a little bit disappointing because you're like looking for something new and exciting. But you know, I think funny is huge. That wacky, off the wall kind of humor is as popular as ever. And in fact, I think you can get to the point where you almost get humor fatigue. It's hard to kind of keep topping the jokes, yet people somehow manage. Something else that was interesting that I noticed is you can see when there's a new sort of technical innovation, like in the world of confectionery at the moment, there are all these sweets and things that change flavor. So there was just hosts of ads about flavor changing, and that was lovely. And of course, with all the other area was with all the tablet technology, and there's just huge amounts of work around that as well. So we've viewed them and scored them. Now we are viewing, so that's given us a sort of a shortlist. So now we're viewing that and scoring those again, and we're saying either this, yes, it's a shortlist, or yes, it's possibly a winner, or yes, it's definitely a winner. That's kind of how we're scoring. I think there'll be an opportunity to pull some off that shortlist if we feel we need to, and I feel in the room that people definitely want to shorten that shortlist further. And that I think will happen tomorrow. So that could get quite interesting. And I think tomorrow as well, people have an opportunity to bring work back that perhaps wasn't on the shortlist. So that could get interesting and contentious, I guess. And they can only bring a piece of work back if they get 2/3 of the room to agree that it goes back. And then, so there'd probably be a day's discussion at least on shortlist, and then the rest of the week will be, I guess, debating bronze, silver, gold, and obviously the Grand Prix. I can feel in the room there are some guys. You can feel them starting to push an agenda on a possible Grand Prix, and I don't know if everyone in the room's buying it or not, but you can certainly feel it happening.